Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another installment in our Rockets Reports series. This has been a lot of fun to do the past couple of weeks, and we're still only about halfway through, as we just barely got through the section where we talk about the mutants and the escapades that happen at the Xavier Institute for the Gifted. So we are going to continue on from where we kind of left things off, and that means that we will be having a look at the mindless ones, all the things that happen within the dark dimension, and we're actually going to group the points from the Attilan section of the game in as well. So we'll make our way down to here by the time that we are done with today. So I'm excited to hear what Rocket has to say, because some of the characters that we'll be covering here are some of my favorites. And yeah, let's jump into it and see what Rocket has to say.
Boy, have I met a lot of people I'd consider mindless ones over the years. Heck, I've even been on the same team as a few of them. But the actual mindless ones, the horde of giant stone brutes that live in a twisted alternate reality called the Dark Dimension, are the real deal. These guys got no purpose but to destroy everything and everyone in their path. And despite their cognitive deficiencies, they managed to do that pretty darn well. As Earth heroes go, ELSA BLOODSTONE might not be as instantly recognizable as, say, Iron Man or the Hulk, but she's probably saved your behind more times than you'll ever know. See, ELSA comes from a family of monster hunters who have devoted themselves to hunting and killing the things that go bump in the night. So, if you ain't got nothing horrifying living under your bed or lurking in your closet, she's the gal you should be thanking. It's a good thing we stumbled across her in the Dark Dimension, because we got plenty of monsters left to hunt. I've gone and made a few stupid deals with some shady characters over the years, but Johnny Blaze here wins hands down. This guy made a deal with the actual devil. And what did he get out of it? He got a permanent link to a demonic spirit of vengeance, an insatiable hunger for corrupt souls, and a skull engulfed in flames. Of course, he also got the sweetest set of wheels I ever seen, so I guess that balances things out a little. He may look like hell on wheels, but I'm glad he's riding in our gang now. Not to get all philosophical, but there's lots of stuff in this universe I can't even begin to explain. I'm sure that a lot of it is just science we ain't figured out yet, but I'm willing to accept that some of it is straight up magic. And when it comes to the high-end hocus pocus, ain't nobody better to help you cast the right curse than Doctor Strange. He's a master of the mystic arts, and probably the sole reason we ain't slaves to some dark wizard from an alternate dimension. Hope he sticks around for a spell. The whole time we've been gathering the Infinity Stones, I've had an uneasy feeling under my fur, like someone was watching us from the shadows. But I had no idea we were being trailed by the Asgardian Prince of Lies himself. Loki loves to use his magic to stir up mischief for his brother Thor. And it seems like he's found the perfect way to do that, by collecting powerful ISO 8 crystals both in our dimension and beyond. What he's gonna do with them, I ain't got a clue, but I have a feeling we'll find out soon enough. DORMAMMU. He may be the epitome of otherworldly evil, but I'll be darned if his name ain't a blast to say. Go on, try it. DORMAMMU. See? Don't say it too many times though, or you might accidentally summon him into your realm. Maybe. I don't know. I ain't a magician, but DORMAMMU sure is. He's one of the most powerful sorcerers on any plane, particularly the Dark Dimension, which he rules with a giant fist. When he got a hold of the Reality Stone, DORMAMMU almost brought his darkness crashing into our world, but we doused his flame. For now. Alternate realities can be kinda cool. A lot of them are almost identical to ours, except for a few small differences, like maybe Thor doesn't have a beard or Tony Stark is a decent human being. But some of these different dimensions are wild departures with laws of physics and magic that are so far removed from our own that we barely wrap our brains around them. The Dark Dimension is one of those places where up is down, black is white, and evil is everywhere. We only made a quick stop there, but it was more than enough. The Reality Stone does a whole bunch of neat tricks, and I barely understand a single one of them. First, it can grant access to the multiverse, an endless chain of parallel worlds and alternate dimensions. Not only that, it can reshape all of existence with the snap of a finger. That's probably why Doctor Strange chased after it when it drifted into the Dark Dimension, because if Dormammu remade reality in his image, things were gonna get real ugly. Here, I'm covered in this stuff, and if you believe Gamora's constant whining, so is our ship. But I bet I wouldn't get nearly as much flack if Medusa joined our team. This lady's got red locks so long and strong that you could probably climb right up them. While she may be hidden away in her palace on the moon, though, the Queen of Attilan ain't looking to be rescued. Her inhuman powers let her use those prehensile tresses like extra limbs, grabbing, punching, and tingling up her enemies. And sometimes her allies. Too bad I forgot my scissors. If you were the king of a race of superpowered beings living on some moon, I bet you'd have a lot of wild stories to tell. Sadly, Black Bolt ain't about to spill any of the juicy details, because if he did, he'd have to kill you. That's not some sort of threat, though. It's just a fact, thanks to his unfortunate inhuman powers. See, even the slightest whisper from His Highness releases enough power to topple a mountain. And the only way he can prevent that from happening is by letting Medusa do the talking for him. Attilan may be on Earth's moon now, but back when it was still on Earth, the place was under constant attack by outsiders. Some wanted to eliminate the Inhumans because they were a potential threat, while others just coveted their advanced tech and their rare Terrigen crystals. Either way, Attilan was always ready to fight back, with an entire army of Inhumans at their disposal. And no one was more prepared to stomp into war and protect his people like their captain of the Royal Guard, Gorgon. With powerful hooves that create shockwaves, the king's cousin tramples over any opposition. If I were a king, you can bet I'd have a team of servants doing all my daily chores for me. So I can't really blame the Inhumans for genetically engineering an entire race of creatures to keep their crazy moon city afloat. Alpha primitives were designed to be strong enough, and dumb enough, to handle the hard labor that the Inhumans deemed beneath themselves. Figures that they'd go on strike as soon as we paid Attilan a visit. Here's something I learned today. Thanos has a kid. I mean, I knew he'd raised a bunch of children to be his personal army of assassins, but to find out he's got a legitimate heir? My mind is blown. It's weird. Just the idea of reproducing goes against everything Thanos stands for. The guy worships death, for crying out loud. And Thane, his half-inhuman son, seems pretty keen on life. He even uses his abilities to heal people. So far, Thane seems like a good kid. I just hope Thanos' brand of crazy doesn't run in the family. Every family has that one member who likes to make life way harder for everyone else. Yet for some reason, we decide to keep them around and ignore all the trouble they've caused because we have some weird need to give them an endless string of second chances that they're just gonna blow anyway. For the Inhumans, that member of the family is Black Bolt's younger brother, Maximus. He's used his mind control powers to inspire his people into more uprisings against the throne than the royal family can count. Yeah, he may be royalty, but trust me, Maximus is no prince. Attilan is the home of the Inhumans. They're another offshoot of humanity who got their enhanced genetic codes thanks to some tampering by our old pals the Kree. Remember them? A few thousand years back. Unlike mutants, who naturally develop their abilities, Inhumans unlock their powers when they're exposed to a special Terrigen mist. Like mutants, though, they're hated and feared by a lot of regular humans. After centuries spent struggling against other races, the Inhumans use their advanced tech to move their whole blasted city to Earth's moon, so they could finally get some peace. Then we showed up.
Well, those were some pretty fun readings, and like always, if there was a particular tidbit that you enjoyed, be sure to let me know what it was in the comments down below, and we'll be back next week as we have a look at Hell and Asgard. That should be really fun as well, and that also brings us pretty close to the end of these Rocket Report readings. But thanks so much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe for the daily variety content, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, and have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.